We do have team coverage for you tonight in the case of Jody Hildebrandt, one of the YouTubers who recently pleaded guilty to child abuse. Our Daniel Woodruff looking into Hildebrandt's multi-million-dollar home, which just went up for sale. And our Brian Schneese sitting down for a one-on-one interview with one of Hildebrandt's nieces. But first, why is Jody Hildebrandt's life coaching website in place and operating while she is still in prison? Tech insiders giving possible explanations about why the internet service provider hasn't taken that down yet.
Paul Nelson joining us live tonight. And Paul, what are they saying?
Well, the truth is there really isn't much that the Department of Commerce can actually do about this website, even though it's technically selling a service that Jody Hildebrandt is in no position to provide for at least the next few years. If you log on to Connexions Classroom, you can still schedule a one-on-one session with Jody Hildebrandt. It'll cost you $181 for 50 minutes, and it's non-refundable. She can't offer these sessions while she's incarcerated, so why is the site still up? Pete Ashdown owns internet service provider Xmission. Xmission does not host Connexions' site, but he has some ideas on why it's still up. He says it's most likely because Connexions already made a deal with their provider, and the site will stay up until that deal expires.
A year discount on some services is pretty common in the industry.
Ashdown created Xmission 30 years ago, and they have taken down websites for copyright infringement, but not for things like this.
In all that time, have you ever been asked to take a website down?
No, we haven't. You know, a lot of people have said you should take this website down, but they're like angry at the content of the website. But we never have had a law enforcement a declaration from a court saying you need to take this website down.
Ashdown says providers generally don't remove a website unless threats are made or illegal activity is being promoted.
The internet service provider is not going to go through and say, well, this person's in prison or this person isn't running their business anymore. They're just going to wait for it to expire.
Technically, Jody Hildebrandt still has a limited active license, which means she can't really practice therapy at all.
In a case like this, what our division would normally do, if we have found someone on their website is purporting to be a licensed practitioner of any kind, that would be considered an unlawful practice or conduct.
Department of Commerce Communications Director Melanie Hall says they could issue a cease and desist letter to Hildebrandt, and it doesn't matter if Hildebrandt is not able to turn the website off herself.
If they were not physically able to do it themselves, they would have to appoint a proxy to handle the issue for them.
And Hall says if anybody accepts payment for therapy sessions that they're not licensed to provide, then that person would definitely be fined. And if it keeps happening, the case would be referred to law enforcement. Reporting live, Paul Nelson, KUTV 2 News.